China is often overlooked as a powerhouse in the shadow of the United States' political and consumer influence. But many of the products we buy every day are bound to have a Made in China label. Made in China products are common among several countries and used by companies such as Apple and Nike. Some think the ubiquity of Chinese products is due to cheap labor, which brings down production costs, but there is much more to it than that. In addition to low labor costs, China has become known as the world's factory due to its strong business ecosystem, relatively lax commercial regulations, low taxes and duties, and competitive currency. In this video, we'll discuss what Made in China products are and why companies choose to sell them. In 1978, China opened the door to foreign businesses, and by 1979, it had adopted its first law on joint ventures using Chinese and foreign investment. This law created special economic zones for foreign investment, offering tax incentives and relatively few regulations and interventions. These zones included Xiamen in Fujian Province, Shantou and Shenzhen in Guangdong Province, and Kashgar in Xinjiang Province. During the 1980s, China opened 14 coastal cities to overseas investment, forming an open coastal belt shortly thereafter. With a population of approximately 1.41 billion, China is the most populous country in the world. According to the law of supply and demand, since the supply of workers exceeds the demand for low-wage workers, wages remain low. Furthermore, most Chinese people were rural, lower middle class, or poor until the late 20th century, when internal migration reversed the country's rural-urban distribution. Immigrants to industrial cities are often willing to work long hours for low wages. China has relatively lax child labor laws and lower minimum wages than more industrialized countries. However, manufacturing in China hasn't been as smooth or cheap as before, and this situation seems to be changing. More provinces have raised their minimum wages in response to increases in the cost of living. The hourly wage in China is now more than 3 times higher than in India and more than twice as high as in Mexico. On top of that, there's the increased cost of overseas shipping and all the supply chain issues stemming from Trump's tariff policy. In June 2025, China's total international trade in goods reached 3.81 trillion RMB, a 2.7% year-on-year increase. Exports totaled RMB 2.28 trillion, up 6.3%, while imports reached RMB 1.53 trillion, down 2.1%. So why is the world still manufacturing in China? The answer is relatively simple. After decades of manufacturing in China, the necessary infrastructure is already in place. Factories, machinery, qualified workers, and know-how. It's a whole ecosystem. At the end of the day, Made in China products are a cause for concern, primarily for the environment. In fact, these products have helped businesses and consumers produce and purchase the desired items at an affordable price.